Buenas noches.
I'd like to call the Hammond Redevelopment Commission meeting to order on this Tuesday. It's August 2nd, 2022. It is now 4:30. The meeting will begin. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a quick moment of silence after. Commissioner Myrick.
I'm going to do it. He's not feeling well.
Okay. Commissioner Tomich, can you do this?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Tomich. Let's have a roll call then on tonight's commissioners.
Talmadge.
Here.
Soto Presley.
Here.
Duray. Myricks.
Here.
Poppridge.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present with 1 absent. Okay, number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay, number 4, communications. I believe we received 1. Can you just give a brief overview of that, Cynthia?
Sure. We received a letter from Pastor James Ford, Word Made Flesh Ministries. They're requesting permission to utilize the lot on the west side of their church facility at 700 to 712 Sibley Street for a community tent revival.
Okay, just for the record, then, we did receive it. We'll refer this to staff. Attorney Westland will look at it and see if it needs to be brought to probably maybe the next meeting. Probably be maybe a waiver or something like that if we let them use the property. All right, thank you. Number 5 is our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like we have 1 applicant. How are you, Ms. Lewis, tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay.
Mr. Matthew Conkey, who is purchasing 2826 and 165th, is not here. I'm not sure what happened, but he didn't show up.
Okay. Normally, you know, we ask our few general questions, so
Let's make a motion to approve it.
yeah, I guess we'll just, he's probably under a guideline to get this going, and so just maybe ask him to maybe attend a future meeting or Zoom or
Will.
something.
Sure.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for Mr. Matthew Conke at 2826 165th Street in Hammond. And hopefully he can grace us with his presence at a future time.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second then. That's for the homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for Matthew Konke at 2826 165th Street. Let's have a roll call, please.
Talmadge.
Yes.
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Duray. Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, number 6 is our bills, register of claims.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to pay the Register of Claims for June 7th, 2022 through July 28th, 2022, for Register of Claim R61715 through R61944 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, that's a motion and a second for our Register of Claims dating June 7, 2022 through July 28, 2022. Claims R61715 through claim R61944. Is there any additional questions on these claims for staff? Okay, since there is none, roll call, please.
Talmadge.
Yes.
Soto Presley.
Yes.
Duray. Myricks.
Yes.
Poppridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, reports, number 7, Ms. Saffer-Patarva, would you like to share anything tonight?
No report at this time.
Okay. Brings us to number 8, new and unfinished business. I think we have one item.
We do have one item. Members of the commission, if you look in your packet, you will find a supplemental letter agreement from SEH of Indiana. As you know, we work with them regarding our financial services. We consult with them. And what is before you tonight is an extension of their contract. They're not requesting any additional funds. They just want to amend it to extend the deadline or to extend the contract through this December 31st, 2022. So their logic is, instead of coming before the commission and trying to extend the contract, if they happen to go over, they just want to extend what we currently have previously approved, because the contract is supposed to end or is scheduled to end at the end of July. So they just want to carry the contract out until the 31st of December. So there's no additional dollar amount for you to consider. They just want you to extend the scope of to extend the timeline for their contract.
So moved.
I second that.
Okay, then we have a motion by Commissioner Myrick, seconded by Commissioner Soto Presley to extend SEH contract to December 31st, 2022. Can we have a roll call then, please?
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley,
Yes.
Gray, Myrick,
Yes.
Hopbridge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
All right, that should conclude that. Then number 9 is public comment. Public comment is open. If anybody wants to come forward, you may speak. You have a few minutes, and please introduce yourself.
Africa.
Hello.
Hi, I hope I can get through this. My name is David Pustek. I live in Robertsdale and on New York Avenue. I have 4 issues, and 2 of those issues are not that important to me because it's been taking so long of me complaining and nothing has happened with it. The first issue has to do with Calumet College putting on an event for a 7K run last week. Okay. And they put this event on property 2512 New York Avenue, which my understanding is owned by the Redevelopment Commission. And as far as I saw, this was not, there has been no exchange of property in here. Okay. So I noticed a couple individuals putting up cones and the yellow tape, and I went out and asked what they were doing. And they said they were setting up parking parameters for that. And I asked, do they have permission? And a representative of the college came out and said he doesn't need permission, that the college owns the property, and if I have issues or anything, I should go to City Hall and do it. I didn't find that a very friendly answer, but again, if he would have said, yes, I have permission, that would have been the end of it. But it was kind of snotty and mean to me. What ended up here was that they parked 60-plus cars on your property. Those cars made rut indentations, so cutting the grass, was out quite bumpy. They also did the loudspeaker there, and also the music, and then also the party noise. And normally they do this, their activities on college property, on the parking lot behind the college building. And that noise doesn't get into the neighborhood. But they did this right off of New York Avenue, and so yeah, there was a lot of noise, and the neighborhood was quite disturbed. A lot of my neighbors were rattled by this because it's just something we didn't expect. So I'm hoping that this commission writes to the president of the college and asks them to get permission if they want to utilize the property for some reason. Now, my understanding of this event, they charge participants. So I think you should also mention that some of that charge should come back to Hammond. It's only fair because they were on your property. And to me, they shouldn't have charged anyone for this. Okay? The second issue I have, has to do with what was it? It was, I helped J.C. ground maintenance does the lawn maintenance on the property, does the cleanup. And I also volunteer to help them. Sometimes they don't do a good job in certain areas, so I do the cleanup. And again, there's certain areas that they don't clean up, so then I do the cleanup. And again, this is voluntary work, and I'm happy to do it to make our neighborhood, look a lot better. Anyway, what I don't understand is why they're continuing to do the mowing at 2452 New York Avenue. This is the property that was exchanged from redevelopment to the Calumet College. So it's not city property, so I don't understand why this service is mowing their lawn, mowing their property. Again, that's not really that important because it does help the neighborhood, but Calumet College should take this over, and clean up their own property. The last issue, or the third issue that I have has to do with, your site. I was here last year, and I told you about your site, how, it needed some work. And I asked that you put in an email link within the site, and then also that you put in content within the site. And what I meant by content is that you put your purpose, your authority, and your obligations to the upkeep of the property that you maintain. And the reason why I've been pursuing this is because I was walking on your sidewalk, and there was an open sewer drain or storm drain, and my leg fell in it. And, it got wedged in there and I got stuck. But I was able to get it out. I was able to walk home. I got one of those yellow cones and I put it on the storm drain. And then I did a 311 C-click fix. Okay. The issue then was streets came out, they looked at it and said, they're not responsible for covering this drain. He says it's redevelopment's responsibility. So I went back and forth on this, and I just said, I give up. And eventually sewers did come out. They filled the sewer with gravel, and that was the end of it. So I was happy that happened. Okay, I forget what my fourth issue was, but this is really petty, but as I said, JC Brown Maintenance does most of the work there, and I do volunteer work. And so we do a nice job in cleaning it up. You should go look at it. It looks like a park setting, once we've done our cleanup. And what's happening now is next door to your property is the paired housing, that was there. And the Port Authority does the ground maintenance on that paired housing. So what they've been doing lately is throwing their lawn debris onto your property. So we've just cleaned up the property, and all of a sudden they're throwing their grass and branches on your property. That's not very neighborhood, and that's not very nice. It's kind of petty, but if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to blow it back to the property, but then that'll cause a conflict between me and my neighbor, and I don't want that to happen. You should tell Port Authority to stop doing that. That's it.
All right, well, thank you. We'll look at these issues, we'll have staff kind of look at them. All right. Anybody else out there for public comment? All right, then public comment is closed. Public comment is closed. Number 10.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Okay, you
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
okay, you got it.